Giratório? Live? Hi guys! This is Carol. This is Richard. This is Luke. Say hi, Luke. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, he's trying to say hi with this arm. You wanna say hi? Hi! So we had this idea of doing once a week.
Well, first, one of the goals of the foundations, besides raising awareness for Nemaline myopathy, is to change the way we view disability. Because the way we see it is because we're both athletes before, and of course it's kind of ironic that Luke have a muscle disability. However, we don't see it as a big deal, and we try to make it life as normal as possible. So that's what, that's pretty much where the idea came from.
Well, I didn't tell the idea yet.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
so the idea, I had this idea of doing a video once a week live, where we would have, and Luke say hi. We would have something like it's like a plan for the week, what we do with Luke and what we plan for next week, how he did last week, and things like that, in terms of improvement. And just to share with people, I've been talking to other moms and that what is that going?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I've been trying. Is it working now?
You should be live, yeah.
Okay, so
It's gonna appear on there on the video.
okay, I'm trying. I know, it's part of it, I guess. So I'm trying. Like, I've been talking to other moms, and I know there's a struggle where when you have someone, kid with disability or special needs or whatever they want to call, it's life gets hectic and crazy. Things get crazy, and don't take me wrong, it gets crazy with us too. But we try to get inspired by this and that Luke does, and and challenged by this and that he doesn't do, and we work hard every day with him, for him, and we know it's possible to have to find happiness and to have a really good life, and to cheer for the little steps that they do, the kids like Luke do. So, and I
This
did
is
it again.
something that happens every day.
Yep. And then so I'm venting him right now, and that just happened. Okay, so we're trying to, hi Katie. So we're trying to make it as I'm not saying normal, because I don't feel like Luke is not normal, it's just, and none of the kids with disability are not normal, they're just not typical. So, but we're trying to keep it together and make life as easy as can be with, all the challenge that Luke has and that we have to deal with, like, believe me, moms with kids with special needs, they have moms and dads, like they pretty much are their kids' assistant, they have to be on the phone a lot and talk to doctors, talk to this, talk to that, and so, and even my dog, like he's almost like a doorman, because
Sorry.
so because the door rings every day, twice at least, because Luke has therapy, so, and the dog is always like on watch. Anyways, so we're here and we're gonna be here every week. We're planning to do this on Wednesday.
Every Wednesday? Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna try to do like around 2 and 3. Right now, just to have an idea, Luke, today he had music therapy, and if you go to Luke's Facebook, you're gonna see a little bit of it. And we put him on the stander after, so he stayed on the stander for an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. And we really push for the stander. We really think the stander is a good thing for him. He can stand, by himself, so weight bearing, it's like a huge deal for him and for us to have the weight bearing. So, and he's getting better and better. And after we moved from Florida to Colorado, it took a while for him to get adjusted and tolerate, an hour. Now he's doing an hour and a half, so he's good. So now I am venting him. I'm gonna give him a little bit of food, and we're gonna do trach care. And I'm gonna try to do things and talk at the same time. But if we're quiet a little bit, don't mind us, okay? But we're gonna try to talk at the same time.
And if we get a little bit busy too, it's with something that goes on. Don't worry about it. It's normal procedure.
Yeah.
So just bear with us. And like Kara said, we try to make life as normal as possible. But when it comes to disability, one thing that Kara and we always talk is we try to look at the things that Luke can do and not look at the things that he can't do. Because we can cry, sit down, and feel sorry about ourselves for all the things that he can't do, but the amount of things that he can do and the blessings and the joy that he brings with those things that he can do, it's like just pure amazing.
Yeah.
So,
and we know not every disability is the same. Every case is different, and every family is different, every base is different, and there's difference in every single things. And even with typical kids, you can't really base on your friend's kid, because they're gonna be different. You have a different perspective in your life, and you grew up differently. The same way Richard and I sometimes disagree because he grew up some way and I grew up the other way.
Disagree means fighting.
No fighting. We don't fight. We're perfect. No, we're not. But we truly think that I think has to have an awareness of the fact that we're kids and people with disability are still people, and they have to be respected as much as any other person has to be respected, and people have to have faith on them, because the more faith and love and work you do with them, the better they'll get. Even if they lift a finger, it's a big thing. And by the way, Luke is just starting to isolate his finger, and that's huge for us. So
something that we've been working for a while.
Yeah. So okay, so now we're gonna do trach care. It's something that we do every single day. We have to clean around his trach, so if there's like any moisture or sweat or something, it doesn't stay there and get some rashes on his skin or gets infected in some way.
So we need to change the trach ties, which are those two.
And
we gotta change around the stoma, which is the hole. We gotta change the gauze that goes around, and during the before we change, then we have to clean it, of course. So.
And we use gloves for that. We try to be as clean as possible, and anybody that has trach kits and stuff, we do the same. This is the way we were taught. And listen, if you have trach kits and trach kit, or if you're around, or if you are in the medical field, whatever, and you think we're doing something wrong,
please let us know.
Yeah, let us know, and also know that we were trained this way, and we in no way thinking that somebody else's way is different, it's better or worse than ours. So this is how we were trained, and we are trained pretty much. We're getting to learn more things as the day go by. Yeah. And depends on Luke's mood. He sometimes he likes this, sometimes he doesn't, but most of the times he doesn't bother about it. He I think he understands that this needs to be done, and it is what it is.
And on the side note, we both learned how to do both part of it, but we just, with time, we've been doing this for over a year now when it comes to trach, and then we figured out that it's easier to do it like I hold the trach in his head, so she can Carol have enough room to do the cleaning. But I do know how to do her role.
Oh yeah.
And, you know.
We just changed his trach ties, so they're new ones and clean. And now I'm gonna change what it's kind of around the trach, the stoma, and that's the part that sometimes the trach moves a little bit, and then he coughs. So if we start coughing, we start rushing.
Don't worry about it.
It is what it is. Right, Lucky? And you know, we moved to Colorado two months ago, and we have a new pulmonologist team, and it's almost like we learn a lot of stuff like it was the first time, and they have like different opinions about everything, or not everything, but a lot of things, or I would say not even different opinions, it's just that it's a different type of climate, so just because they started looking in coffee, which is great. Yeah, so it's a different climate, so it's a drier air and drier air, and so we're making some adjustments. And actually, Luke has a surgery scheduled for 26th of April. Yeah, and after that, he's gonna do his testicles, because his testicles are undescended, and if you are familiar with muscle disease, this is pretty common, having undescended testicles.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna do surgery. Decided we're gonna do surgery on the 26th, and hopefully everything's gonna be fine, and we're just gonna stay one night in the hospital because the pulmonary, you know, they needed to just because it's a abdominal surgery, they want to just watch him for 24 hours. And I'm gonna lift him. So after that, a month or so after that, he's gonna get admitted because they want to change his circuit. Oh, and by the way, when Luke gets disconnected, he can breathe on his own, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Even sometimes we take a little time so we can give him like a little extra time to remind himself that he can breathe on his own. We used to do in Florida some time off the vent, but again, because we're doing this change of circuit when we get to after the surgery, they don't want to make any things different now. So, and I'm actually trying this new, not new, it's old, but not old, but you know.
It's new or old?
half and half thing, but I think it's kind of big for it.
Big?
No, Luke is big.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Is this a 24 month?
Yeah. I think Luke is kind of long for it, but it's okay because it's not that hot, not that cold here. So, and you're gonna learn throughout this videos that when Mama has a plan, she doesn't want to change her plan. Right, Lukey?
Tell me about it.
So I'm gonna explain a little bit what we have been doing every day. After we give him a bath and we change his trach, we have been putting him to take a nap.
He looks so cute.
On his belly, on his tummy, which is something that from get-go, from the NICU, they have been telling us that was, you know, ideal, good, great for him, whatever, and not whatever, but you know, yada yada yada, pretty much. And then and we have not avoided, but with the trach, it's kind of hard to kind of position him correctly, and in Florida, Richard was working like outside of the house a lot, and I couldn't really do it by myself, or I didn't feel as comfortable. And here, when he had therapy one day, and his therapist just came in one day, and she's like, we're gonna put him on his belly. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, right now. I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and she put it in such a good way and so quick
Yeah.
that we both were like, okay, this is not that bad to put it in. So now, just so you know, I go to school in the morning for respiratory therapy. That looks inspired me for it. But when I come back and then he had his nap in the afternoon, he sleep on his belly.
Yeah.
And that's been really helpful for his back, and also because it's just a different feeling for him that he's not used to it. But also because scoliosis is a big thing for neuromyopathy kids or any
Kyphosis.
And hyphosis too.
And
but
kyphosis.
And I always say it wrong. But for myopathy kids or for hypertonic kids, it's very important for them to kind of strengthen out the back. And we noticed that Luke sleeping on his back is been helping quite a bit for that to happen. So that's why every day we try to make him sleep on his belly.
And after that, we try to do some shoulder stuff.
Good thing about Colorado that the law here, I don't know if it's law, but anyways, the insurance provide us two vents. So he has a portable vent, and he has one that he stays in his room. That vent has a humidifier. The other vent, which is the one that he walks around, the humidifier is portable, really small on the circuit.
Okay, we have to take this out, okay?
Sorry, Luke. You ready, buddy? So we are moving him.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say
Say hi.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Alright. And then we'll turn on this one, we'll turn on this one. And fix this. And then we put Luke to his side, connected to the vent. Don't forget that, right, Lukey? And then what I do, I put a toy. So he's like, oh, I want to see that toy. I want to play with that toy. And I'll take that little towel from here. Usually coughs a little bit when we do this because he will move a little bit and then leave a little cough here because he drools and I don't want to wake him up to suction him. And then we do this.
See how he likes it. He goes straight to the toy and he sleep like a baby. No pun intended.
And when it was on his monitor, and you're gonna see his monitor is like, he does great on his belly.
Yeah, that's one thing we noticed. Like, he usually stays during the day around 94%. 94, 95, and most of the times when we put him on his belly, he goes straight up to 97, 98.
Just have to double check. Here.
See, like that's his monitor, 97. oxygen level, and 130, 140 heart rate.
I'm gonna put a little towel on top. See this. And another thing I actually didn't ask his therapist, but I'm thinking that, and Richard doesn't really, is not sure, right?
Well, I'm not sure.
About this. Because I feel like his feet, they're like this all the time. So if I do this with his feet, you know, like he's sleeping on his belly, he like naturally is gonna do this. So I put a little towel so he's not really pushing to be even more like, I don't know how they call like, but his feet is like this. So we use brace for, you know, and little boots to make it like this, 90 degrees.
Have a better range of
Yeah, so
motion.
if he sleeps like this, he's gonna kind of reinforce what he already doing. So I rather him to sleep like this. Or, you know, try to. Because he moves his leg. Right, Lukey? Alright, so that's it.
But you have any plans for the week? What look does for the rest of the week?
For the week, what we have is tomorrow we're gonna go to New Motion to see if we can adapt his chair.
Yeah, because his wheelchair right now it's a little big.
Yeah.
So we need to adapt that.
Yeah.
And I heard that he's gonna try an electrical wheelchair, which is gonna be pretty amazing. That he's gonna be able to walk around by himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Power wheelchair.
Yeah.
So yeah, we might try that tomorrow. And but before that, he has PT and he has developmental therapy. And also we're gonna interview or talk to an agency about nursing tomorrow, because so we have, as many of you know, we haven't had nursing for a long time, and we sleep with Luke, but sometimes it gets rough because he wakes up a few times a night, so it's hard for us to go back to sleep. He goes back really quick, but for us to go back to sleep. And his pulmonologist here said ideally he should have someone awake with him 24/7. So I am 15 hours, 20 hours a day.
And then I'm like, when I'm not in school, I'm with him.
Me and Richard. So at night, we gotta get some sleep because we both had like, you know, crazy nights of not a lot of sleep because we wake up with him. And you all know that it's like I need 6 hours of sleep and then I'm good to go again next day. But if I don't get that, then it's hard. And
it's the idea of okay. So it's kind of like the idea of the oxygen mask on the airplane. So if we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot take good care of Luke. So we better have a nurse than actually have two zombie parents the next day.
Well, a
not
nurse
being
that
able
is
to.
responsible. We
Yes.
haven't had one, not because we're just like full of ourselves.
In Florida, we had we caught 5 nurses sleeping. And one of them, we actually thought that she was dead because we had to shake the chair for her to wake up. So anyways, that's just a side note. So hopefully we can get good nurses right now in Colorado.
Yeah. So that's tomorrow, and then on Friday he has speech, and he, you know, we do the standard every day, and then he's gonna get some shots for RSV. I think is the last one for here. April, they give STU in April, and then we have the weekend, and the next week I would say Monday and Tuesday, or maybe on Wednesday we tell what he had Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
No, I can say like okay. So this week already he had Monday he had PT and OT. They're awesome therapists. We do miss our therapists in Florida because they're really nice people and they're really professional and they really taught us a lot. But I feel so blessed that we were able to find good therapists here too. And also that was Monday. And yesterday he had speech. We're trying, and I'll show you next time maybe. We're trying speech device for him, communication device on him and with him. He's a little young for it still, but you know, we're doing some trials. And yesterday we had that, and we had PT as well. He has PT like 3 times a week, so, and OT 2 times a week, and speech 2 times a week.
And on Saturdays, usually he skateboard with his dad. So I must say, you can check our YouTube channel, the Foundation YouTube channel. Also, I do have Special Needs Dad YouTube channel that I talk a lot of stuff that I do, that Daddy does with him. Also on our Instagram account, mine is Special Needs Dad, and Mom is Carol Wigan, and Luke has his own
You can write
Instagram
it down, like,
too.
there, as a comment on your video.
And then you can follow and see the small videos that we do on the stories, what we do with him. So the rule,
You can follow my Instagram too. I think I posted
the
a lot.
number one rule of the house is enjoy life as much as possible. And that's what we try to do, right, Carol?
Yeah, we
We're
try
a little
to.
nutsy, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
we are. Everybody who knows us know that we're like.
You know,
So-
at a side note, one day the doctor said Luke's never gonna go to the beach when he did the trach. And you know what we did? Like pretty much the 3rd week that he had the trach, we took him to the beach. Okay, so
Yeah. Well, we tried things outside of the box, and like that we know it's important for him. Like today, we were going to go for a swim with him in an indoor pool, but it was the first time. So we decided it was the first time here. So, and today was like 45, 50. So we decided, let's wait until like it's around like 60, and so it's not that cold outside, and then we go. But yeah, pretty much that's it. So we're gonna be here every Wednesday around 2-3 o'clock, and like I said, the main goal is to encourage parents, encourage people, and kind of bring awareness to special needs and disability, and that we can all live.
a happy life.
Yeah, we can all be happy. We can all find happiness in life, and we, even people that don't have any family member or anybody in their family that are with special needs, you know, we all can find a happy medium where we can all hang out together. We can, you know, be happy together, and because that's one thing too. Like if you see someone with disability in a park or something, it's not like we wanted to help bring this where it's not like a big deal so you don't look at them, you don't do anything about it, you know.
Just interact with them
Yeah.
like you do with any other kid, you know, like just come around, play with it, and have fun.
Ask
and
any questions you may
Exactly.
have. You know, not everybody is the same. Not everybody feels the same way, but we feel that this way. If you have any questions, just come to us. Ask us questions. You
Yes.
know, why this, why that. What do you do for this? What do you do for that? It's fine, you know. I'm like, we live this life 24/7, and if I could say that, we live this life 48/7, okay? Because it's like intense. But
But it's a beautiful life.
yeah, it's.
I wouldn't change for
There's
anything.
there's so much good at it. And actually, just a side note, and we're gonna finish. I'm gonna say something that Katie, who is the one, she's watching now, or she was, I don't know. But anyway, she told me that when I was in an NICU, like when Luke was like 2 weeks, 3 weeks old, she told me something. She has a son with special needs, and she told me that when she first had him, it was a shock, and then after that, when she, you know, she knew everything about him and his disease, she's like, oh, I could have 2, 3 or 4 more of you know, kids like him, and with his same condition. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, you crazy. And I'm like, okay, this lady, it's insane. Because I was going through the motions, and it was really hard for us to even like think that Luke had anything, and that was before his diagnosis. So I'm like, and now I can tell you 110% that I totally get her. And when people ask me like, oh, if I want to have another baby, would I be scared to have another kid like Luke? And I'm like, no way. You know, I would have another kid like Luke 100 times over, because now we know what to do. Of course it's a lot of work, of course I would need a lot of help, but you know, it's not that hard. And as soon as you get it and you make the change that you need to make, because life changes if you have a baby with disability or without a disability.
Exactly.
You know, people change, you change, your husband change, your relationship change, everything change. But you know, as soon as you do the adjustments that you need to do, I'm not gonna say it's a piece of cake. It's livable, and you can find happiness. You know, you can. Sometimes you have to dig deep, as much as you do in real life with, you know, not real life, but with regular, like typical kids. But most of the time, it's a joy. And yes, you know, seeing Luke like this, that I thought I could never do it again. You know, it's a blessing, and the little things that makes it, you know, a blessing. And that's what
just like I said, I wouldn't change for anything. Yeah. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it, and I wouldn't change.
Yeah, and we'll have Luke in the NICU.
Exactly. Yes. Just so all the nurses that are watching out there from Joe D, yes, we would have done the trach in the NICU. I know I was super scared and I didn't want to do it, and we wanted to give him a chance, so I'm not having it, but thinking it now, yes, I would do the trach. Okay.
Alright, so this is it, guys.
Wednesday.
Yeah, this is Life with Luke, and what did you name it?
I just put it episode 1.
Okay, so we just had this idea. We're gonna just play along and see, and whoever is interested to watch, and you know, if we can touch one heart or one person and help one person, that would be already huge. So we want to share what we have and the blessings that we found in life with Luke, and you know, if we can help someone, and if you guys have any questions, come to us. We're here. Okay.
Right.
Have a good week, everybody.
Say bye, Lukey.
Say bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. See you guys. Have a good one. See you next Wednesday.